The focus of this demo is to introduce RoleSage and let candidates know how they can benefit from using the system. The best way to do that, I figure, is to show the end result. And that is a link that you can send to a hiring manager for a job that you're interested in, that you have used RoleSage for, to create a targeted application off of your profile. When you send them that link, this is what they see. Its main important thing here is this snapshot is what they're often looking for in your resume. And if this is strong enough, then they can dig into more information that you've provided, including an AI analysis, etc. So let's see how we get to that point. First of all, sign up, and I'm a candidate, so I'm going to choose the left side because I'm building a professional profile. Filling details here. Let's go with Sydney and IT. Okay. So I'm going to fly through this, aiming to get through it in about 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to avoid a lot of explanation of things along the way. I'll do other videos that for that. But you'll be able to see the steps involved to get to that end result. To get started, import your resume. You can drop a file in there, or I'm just going to cut and paste my resume that I have over here on the right. Trimmed it down to simplify it, to make it better for the demonstration. I'm going to pause the recording because this takes 2 to 3 minutes roughly to analyze the resume and pull out all the important bits. That's now completed. You can see the list of steps that you need to go through to fill out your profile. The main thing we're going to do here is set the direction. Seems like a long list, but it's actually really quick to flow through. So my hometown is Sydney, so I'm looking for work there, but I might also want to look for work in London if a great opportunity comes up. Specify my work rights for those countries. I'm looking for a remote role, but I might consider hybrid. Preferred roles, yeah, permanent or contract, depends. And work weeks, I've got to give 4 weeks notice period. And let's just say, I don't know, 190,000, why not? Now values, these are your work values. What's important to you? How do you like to work? I'm just going to cut and paste this in the interest of time. Same with the ideal next role. This is really important because it helps the AI understand you and where you want to go. So I'm just going to, again, I'm going to paste that. And it's also important to put why do you want to do, why is that your ideal next role? So now that initial setup's done, our profile strength is looking a lot better. The summary is okay, but I'm actually going to improve it. You can use the AI on the right there to help you improve it, but that takes a bit of time to work through. It's going to ask you questions to help you clarify and create a really good summary that reflects you. So I think our profile strength is good enough now. Now we'll create an application. Actually, 2 seconds, we'll go and have a look at the skills that were imported. So it's extracted all these skills, which is obviously a much longer list than what we have on the right here. And that's because it's inferred a lot of skills from what I've listed here as activities that I've done. So you'll need to go through and curate that list. It might have made up some skills for you, which that should be minimal. Just to make sure that, you know, all of the information is right. So it also infers when you last used something, how long you've used something for roughly, and proficiency. Desire to use is always set to the middle of the range because it can't really infer that, but it's worth taking the time to go through and do that. Okay, so let's create a job application. You can use a URL or you can paste the job details. I'm just going to paste the job details. You can, like I said, put a link in from a relevant job board. But if that doesn't work, do the paste. Create the application. And now what it's going to do is it's going to take your profile, look at the details of the job once it's extracted some information about that, and create a targeted application based on the details that you've provided in your profile. I'm going to pause the recording whilst that takes a few minutes to complete. That's now done, so we can click on it here and we can see what our application looks like. It's just in draft mode at this point. Now there's a few things here that we need to complete before we can do the Sage analysis. You can see the step 1, 2, 3. So why this role? That's really important. You would spend more time on this if it's a job you're interested in. I'm just going to type looks like a good fit for my skills. Then we've got some hirer questions. So there were questions on the job ad that the hirer asked, and they're really important to answer. Often, if you don't answer the questions that the hiring manager or recruiter has put on their job ad, you'll be immediately dismissed, especially if there's lots of candidates applying. So I'm going to very quickly answer these. Let's talk. And do I have a police check? No. Happy to get one. So I've answered all those questions. We can now do a Sage analysis. That's it. AI is going to take your application, everything that's on there, and compare it with the actual job and analyze gaps, weaknesses, strengths. Take time to go through that once it's produced and make the improvements that it suggests before you send it off. You'll be surprised. You may think your application is quite strong, but the AI will be really good at identifying those weaknesses. And if you can fill those gaps with truthful details, then your application will be so much better for it. So it's already completed. I'm not going to go through the details of it. We are now ready to create a link. Yes, everything is true and accurate. Obviously your profile, you can use the AI to generate a lot of information, but it's your profile. You own it, and you need to verify that everything is accurate. So hidden in this little link up here, I'll make that a bit more obvious later, is the link that you can share. You take that and drop it into a new browser. This is what a hirer will see from your application. This snapshot is essentially what hiring managers, recruiters are looking for when they look at your resume. They're looking for other things too, of course, but skill comparison red here means that the skill is a must-have. So missing sections here, not looking good for me. If they are interested, after their 6 to 10 seconds they'll probably spend in here, if I'm interesting to them as an applicant, then they can dig in deeper and they can see the Sage analysis that was generated, and they can see, well, why am I 46%? Well, where are my strengths and weaknesses in that calculation? That's not hidden. It's not just a made up number. And the important thing for you as a candidate, that calculation is visible to you as well. A lot of, when you send your resume off and it gets imported into a multitude of different ATS systems, applicant tracking system, they all do their own thing. And some of them provide a score, some don't, but you'll never see how that score is arrived at. You get to customize this with RoleSage before you send your link through. So that's the key benefits from a candidate perspective. So give it a try, give us your feedback, help us make this the most trusted hiring platform in the solar system. Thanks.